It's event time.
Time to go.
I love doing events. They're so good. So apparently this is a music party at the People of the Springs, which is weird. You'd expect a music party to be at like the Children of Echoes, but whatever. So yeah, we're literally just gonna do this. I've not done this quest yet. It's obviously saving it for today. So yeah, I'm curious to see what this is because the Quirky Quaking Arena was really good, the most recent event. And I'm curious to see if this one is just as good. I hope it is, obviously. But I've been loving the events recently. They've been pretty solid. Nothing too completely horrible. If this is oh, it's Mizuki. If this is uninteresting, I'm gonna chop it out. If it's interesting, I'll keep it in.
But according to Chief Amina, not everyone likes high adrenaline activities. Even beach volleyball can be dangerous. It's all fun and games until you spike the ball straight into your friend.
As we were chatting, I happened to mention the Makawa Flower Festival and its more laid-back approach to games, and Miss Mualani really latched onto that idea.
So this is just gonna be the Makawa Flower Festival, but Natland. Is that really what it's gonna be? Like, that's cool, but the Makawa Flower Festival was the main selling point. It was like the main selling point last patch, I think. I have a hard time remembering uneventful patches. Like, I don't remember who was on banner before Shalon and Venti were. I'm gonna be 100% honest. It was Veressa. That's it. It was Veressa. I feel like Veressa was like a patch ago. It feels so long.
As long as you and Paimon can play your hearts out, it's mission accomplished. Oh, and I'll grab some
Objection.
snacks and drinks for the rest of us while we watch.
I'm not reading all this. This is interesting. I expected this because they mentioned Makawa Flower Festival. I don't want to look at the rules. I don't need this rule. I went through playing. Screw you, game. One. Okay, so we have 2 to go through. Let's try this. I'm super excited to see because rhythm games are one of those things I actually really like. Break base, probably not bass. Break base blocks to gain an additional pinball. Use dissipate. Required elements: Animo, Pyro, Electro. I'm gonna use my characters. Animo, Pyro, Electro. I'd rather have this. Honestly, you could probably. Do I need 4 characters? You could probably mainstream this with like Catalyst users. You could probably do this real easy. Because, you know, Catalysts don't need to use skills or anything. So I'm assuming if you just put a bunch of Catalyst characters on here, you could probably be good. If you need to hit them with... If it's only the characters that are on stage. Oh, it's only the ones who are on... Okay, it's whoever's... Got it. It's whoever's... Bang.
Oh, nice rhythm.
Okay, this is not... Oh, you can run. Okay, I didn't know that. You can also jump for some reason. So you don't need to bring... You don't need to actually like use skills or anything to
Right
hit.
on the beat.
I thought you would need to use skills or something to hit the things correctly, you know? But you know, you can just bring whoever. You just need those characters. This is actually a good time to bring out characters you don't typically use
Right on the beat.
and do an event with them. Man, this sucks. What? Oh. This is not too bad. Man, I missed. Oh, there we go.
Rhythm.
Oh, so you just play. I thought that this would have a limited number of. Okay.
This is the
You just kind of play however you want. And there's not actually a very much rhythm. I thought it'd be like a actual rhythm game, but it's not really an actual rhythm game. And that immediately is all three. Okay. It's honestly not very good. I thought it'd be a little bit better. Rhythm boss. Oh, you have a boss. Okay, that makes it interesting. Having a boss. Hydro. Animo, Hydro, Electro. Yeah, and you know, I think Cryo would be fun to bring. Let me stick a Cryo character on here. Let's bring Mika. I just think a Cryo character would be interesting to bring. I can't. What am I supposed to do? It's just over there all by itself. There we go.
nice. Keep it up.
Oh yeah, you can totally freeze the blocks. That's cool. I expected that to happen. That's why I brought the
Right on the
Cryo
beat.
character. I thought it'd be cool. Also, there's not really it doesn't really have anything to do with it doesn't really have anything to do with rhythm or anything, which sadly kind of sucks. Oh man, I didn't expect that.
Bravo!
Oh, we win. Honestly, I thought it would be a little bit better. Because that is it. It's done. That's the event. And like half of the time was spent in the talking. See, this is confusing because like it's fun. It's not unfun to play, but it's not what I thought it was gonna be. You know? I thought it would be like an actual rhythm game, but it's not really a rhythm game. You just kind of it's just one of those mobile block blast games or whatever the freak you call it. It's just not very it's too simple. I think is my main critique is that it's just one of the simplest gameplay styles of anything I've ever seen, and it's not very enjoyable because I feel like I've played that exact type of thing. Like the elemental reactions make it interesting, right? That's cool. I wonder if you can take a Dendro character in there. Like, would you infuse it with Dendro? I'm gonna try that. Let's stick a Dendro character in here. Just stick a Dendro character in there, and honestly, let's also do. I also kind of want to do Geo. Let's put a Geo character in there. Let's take Goro. He doesn't get any. Goro doesn't get any attention. Let's try this. Oh, you need a Pyro character. Hold on. Okay, we can't take Goro. Let's take a. God dang it, game. Let's do this. You need to bring those things, so you can only bring one off element, I guess. Can you? Oh no, they're just normal. You can't infuse. That's kind of dumb. You know, I thought that it'd be like, oh, you can infuse it with Dendro because you can like do that in the game. And that was a really good shot. This is just not the most exciting thing ever. I definitely get the feeling that this isn't exactly what they wanted to do with the gameplay. I think they definitely meant to do something else and just couldn't make it work because this is not as fun as I thought it was going to be. But like, it's still fun. Maybe the later stages are really good, you know, and we just haven't unlocked all the fun stuff. But so far, it's just kind of the same thing. It's not like the most exciting thing I've ever done. And when they said rhythm game, I expected like a more traditional rhythm game because I think that would just be fun in Genshin as an event. Maybe if you had to fight to the beat of the music and it was like Hi-Fi Rush or something like that. I think that could be very fun, but they didn't do anything like that. So it's just kind of like the most basic. I don't know. Like,
Oh,
it's
nicely
weird because I
done.
like it. It's not like the worst game mode I've ever played. New high schooler. But it is also not the best. Like, I would have much rather. And I also think there's points against it because it's supposed to be a music party, but there's only one game. Like, it really feels like there should have been one or two more to, you know, especially because they referenced directly the Makawa Flower Festival, which had 3 games. So I feel like it should have been a little bit more. And the music is not what I was expecting. I was expecting like actual music, you know, with lyrics and stuff, but it's not. It's just it's just an OST, which like, or it's just like the normal music you hear while playing the game out in the world. I don't know. It's weird. It's fun, but it's also like not amazing. It could be better, right? And also like the idea that Shilonen was having weird dreams and that Mizuki doesn't think she's the one who cured them is actually kind of an interesting concept for like a little story quest maybe. Because I mean, maybe they do cover that because I haven't exactly done all of these. So I think it could have been better. It's not bad, but it's not great either. Anyway, that's the event. Again, could be better. It's not bad, but it's also not amazing. Yeah, anyway, I'll see you Friday. Next week, I don't know what we're doing yet. Wednesday is probably going to be 5.6. But I don't know what we're doing Monday yet. I haven't gotten there. So I'll figure it out. Anyway, I'll see you Friday. Weekly recap. Goodbye. Hello. So I was editing this video. See right here. I'm working on it. Spoiler. Actually, it doesn't matter. This is going in the video. So I'm editing the video, and while I was doing it, I got this comment on the artifact video, and I just have questions, really. So this guy says you could have just transmuted them over the time you took collecting and made near perfect artifacts. Yeah, I could have. The artifact transmuter thing is not good from what I understand. And I just don't like the interface with it. Like, I don't see the problem. Having a ton of artifacts in a bunch of useful sets, like how I Strongbox Viridescent Emblem and Noblesse is a good thing. So I don't see how making, you know, spending a ton of artifacts just to make one artifact that is good for just one set, one part of one set. Like if I had spent, you know, all the artifacts that I had and made them into perfect sets on Viridescent and on that, I would have a perfect set of Viridescent, but I would only have one set of Viridescent, right? That's the thing, is that Viridescent, Emblem, and Noblesse all needed many, all needed, like, so many characters needed those things that I was just like, okay, let's just strongbox a bunch. So I have a bunch of pieces that I can use wherever I want. I just like, based on how you saved all this for a 3-turn to 1 random toss up just for video sakes. I didn't save all this just for a video. Hell, I didn't use all the artifacts I had saved. I used like maybe half. I did not save these just for a video. I saved these because I'm really bad at strongboxing things. And I hadn't strongboxed in my entire time grinding over all these weekly recaps that I've done. You know, I've never strongboxed really anything. So I figured I'll just record a video while doing it and just get out of the way. Dislike, don't recommend. Any real players would never have gotten into this mess unless mommy and daddy's money are covering the account. How is this a mess? Like, I don't understand how this is a mess. I had a bunch of artifacts I had grinded for over, you know, months of grinding that I had just done, and I just decided to strongbox them. That's not a mess. Like, the artifact transmuter is really good for making an in-game build for a character, but I don't think it's very useful for making a bunch of builds for, you know, having a bunch of different pieces for a bunch of different characters, right? I don't think that makes. And unless mommy and daddy's money is covering the account, as I say in my reply later, I've spent like $100 on this game, and all of it went to pulling for 2 characters. I spent $100 to get Mavuika, and then I ended up winning the Mavuika 50-50. So everything that I had left over was saved, and I spent the rest of it pulling for Farina. And then even then, a lot of more of it was still saved over because I technically lost the Farina 50-50, but I still got her immediately after. So I still had a ton left over. And then the rest of it was spent on Varessa. Like, it's what? Didn't finish the vid, yada yada yada. If you save video upgrading to +4, they're transmuted to make something amazing, which would take about the same much time as this farm, weeks to months. People would actually watch your video. Sure, it probably would have taken the same time to +4 everything, and then shove all those into a transmuter. But that's a complete waste of experience. That is a complete waste of experience. I'm not going to +4 a ton of bad artifacts just so that I can take those bad artifacts and put them in the transmuter to get XP out of them. That seems like such a waste. People would actually watch a video. I don't care if people watch the videos. I really don't. Like, I like the small little community that I've built up so far. All these people that I can recognize in comments and everything. It's very nice to interact with people like that. But I don't really care if people watch the videos. I make the videos because I like making the videos, right? I've been making videos for only about 7 months consistently, right? It's not been that long. But what you're showing me can be done with $100 and a week of artifact farming slowly with using primogems, not resin, to top up resin. No one respects whale farmers. So this is where I'm confused. He tells me that the farming I could have done takes weeks to months. And he says mommy's daddy's money covers the account, but and no one respects whale farmers. But he's saying what I've done can be done if you spend money to refresh resin. Like, so do you respect whale farmers or do you not? Because in my opinion, spending primogems to refresh resin, refresh resin is more of a whale behavior than it is anything else, because they have the ability to spend the primogems they get on resin, whereas people, who spend really low like I do, or people who don't spend at all, don't waste their stuff on resin refreshing. All of the resin that I get is come from just daily resin. I have collected, like, currently have 50 fragile resin banked. I used to have 60. It got up to 70. I used to have like 120 of it. Like, I just had fragile resin saved up, the resin you get from teapot and everything, and like all that. So this comment just didn't make sense to me, because like, I don't think the transmuter would have been better for what I wanted out of this artifact set. I didn't save all this for just a video. And like, this line too is really fucking pisses me off. So I responded, of course, I don't understand. You dislike that I saved up artifacts to strongbox just for a video when I didn't. This is my first time strongboxing basically any artifacts, and I just thought to record it because why not? Because I truly did. I wanted to make a video going through and strongboxing a bunch of artifacts because I realized I had like 400 unlocked, unequipped 5-star artifacts that weren't being used. So I just figured, why not strongbox them, right? These artifacts are ones I've collected over my many months of farming for multiple characters. I have a ton of MH and Gold Troop because I farmed a ton for Nuvi and Farina, and Fischl, I should add. I have a ton of Codex that I farmed for Mulan and Kinich, Mavuika, Kachina, Aurora, Vressa, and Eonson, which is true. That one domain has been farmed for all of these characters. Like, maybe not specifically Kachina, because I think that's the only one I specifically farmed for. But while I was farming for Mulan and Kinich, like, Kachina got pieces. I spent $100 on this game total, and all of it went to character pools for Mavuika, and then what was left for Farina, and then a tiny bit that was left for Vressa. I didn't make a huge video about farming and leveling a ton of artifacts because I put out videos each week that contain that type of stuff. I do every weekly recap. I will, if I farm artifacts for a week, that artifact farming goes into a weekly recap. And there's a playlist of every weekly recap on the channel if you are interested in all the farming I've been doing. There are times where I farm in a video that's not a weekly recap. There's early channels before I did weekly recap, I'd made a video all about farming artifacts. In the Nuvolat video, I farmed Nuvolat artifacts. In the Vressa video, I farmed Vressa artifacts. But that's because those were character specific videos that I wanted to farm specifically for in those videos. And so all of it I do can be watched. And I don't really care if people watch the videos. I do it because I like to. That is true. I don't really care. You say any real world players would have gotten into this mess, but how is this a mess? These artifacts I more or less know aren't good because I locked the ones I think I need. You're free to dislike a video, but you can't come calling me a fake player and a whale just because I don't play how you think I should. I know I don't play optimally, but I have fun how I'm doing, and it won't change. That's what it comes down to. I like how I play the video game at the moment. Like, my account has been making progress. Like, if you take a look at the team I was using, if you go back and watch the very first video of Genshin I put on, or the one after that, because the very first one is not very interesting. But if you look at the early teams I was using, I used Venti, Bennett, Tainari, and Kazuha all on the same team. just because I liked using the characters, right? Venti main, obviously. I got Tainari in the 5-star selector because I liked Tainari, and I pulled for Kazuha. And they were all on the same team. And then I got Bennett because Bennett's on there because I knew he was good and a support, although I didn't really realize that none of those characters really needed attack except for like Tainari. And it was this weird burning team, but it was still a fun team to use. And I am in no way a whale. In zero ways. I've spent $100 on this game. That is like nothing compared to the upper echelons. I don't have a single C6 that is not a 4-star. And even then, I have very few C6 4-stars. Off the top of my head, I believe I have Hazo, Gaming, Chevreuse. I think that is it. I think those are the only 4-stars that I have that are C6. I don't think there's anybody else. There could be, but I don't think there are. I have no constellations for any 5-star that is not a standard banner character. I have, or Traveler, right? No limited banner 5-star has a constellation on my account because I don't pull for them, right? If I was a whale, I'd pull for C6 every single goddamn time I pulled for a character, but I don't do that. I I don't do, and let me be clear, I do not think whaling is a bad thing. If you have the ability to whale on Genshin Impact, that is completely fine. It is your money, spend it whatever the fuck you want, right? I don't care. If you have fun doing that, have fun. I don't really care. But these people who think whaling is bad, like I think whaling is bad if you're making content on an account that has been whaled, right? If you're making an account about, even then I don't think it's a bad thing, right? Because if you're making content on like, oh, I'm gonna farm for some artifacts, and let's just see what I get, and your account happens to be more of a, you spend a ton of money on your account and all that, that's whatever, because artifacts are pure randomness. The only thing that like whales can really do different is Primogem refresh, right? Refresh their resin with Primogems, and all that does is speed up the process. If you make character guides for characters, I do think you need to separate the free to play build from the whale build, really. Like, you need to give a build for both because not everybody's going to be whale. A majority of players are free to play, right? But even then, I don't think having a whaling on an account is a bad thing. Like, I know somebody who has a ton of C6 characters. They have C6 at Lolly. You know who you are if I'm talking about you. And I think it's really cool. Like, it's super funny. I love playing with them because I love just seeing things die and just evaporate. And even then, I feel like I don't feel like I'm not doing any damage, right? I still feel like I'm contributing. It's fine. Like, whales are not a bad thing. Whale farmers, like, they're not people who do bad things. And I am going to submit this reply. I just didn't want to because I didn't want to reply to it and then come back and look for the comment later and see it gone or something. So I'm leaving it up. Like, I've not left this page since I got here, and I've been here for like 30 minutes, probably even more. I just wanted to talk about it. I would have made this a short, but I don't know how long shorts can be. Maybe this should be its own video. I don't want it to, though, because this is more of a rant. So I think I'm just going to stick it on the end of the Rhythm Ball video, and I put at the very beginning that this is going to be there. So if you don't care, you should leave early or whatnot, but this is going to go at the end. So if you're watching this part, yeah, if you're this guy, no hate to you, obviously. Thanks for the comment, have a nice day is what I put. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this. I didn't understand this, the reasoning behind this, because again, I don't think transmutation is a good way to farm artifacts. I don't think taking a bunch of artifacts plus foring them and showing them into a transmuter is a good thing. I don't think you should do that. Especially when you're like me and you're specifically going for quantity more than quality. I was going for a ton of pieces on all these sets that could work than, just one set. This one build of each set. Anyway, thanks for listening to the rant if you're here. I'll goodbye.